What is up, fellow board game hackers? I have not done a video in, I feel like, a few days. So I wanted to catch in here at 10:30 p.m. on the East Coast. I've been busy, as you can see. I have no idea which way to go. We got chainsaws, wigs, all sorts of Halloween decorations. I know it's far out from Halloween, but we're doing renovations and we got all stuff going on. So bear with me. But anyway, I want to talk about cutting, and not just because there's a chainsaw back behind me. I'm talking about cutting things that you're doing, trying to take shortcuts, trying to get the job done, because the enemy of the good is perfection. You're never going to get anything done if you're waiting to be perfect. And I want to give you an example. When I was making This Game is a Disaster, we ran into some issues. Show down here, if you're familiar with the game. Where did it go? I had a whole thing. Campaign. Let's get a reset. There we go. So anyway, it's a card game, right? And to take that, you're playing cards against each other, and you can come check out the page if you want. This Game is a Disaster. And one issue that we ran into where there were certain cards that let you go back through the deck and retrieve back cards or take cards from your opponent, things like that, that prolonged the game, that created these issues where it was like never ending, where you could just keep doing it and you were in an infinite loop. And so we tried to add in all these mechanics, and I wanted to add something, a little more spice to the game. And it ended up with one of my partners, we're kind of like arguing about it. It was going back and forth, causing all these problems. And, you don't want that. The games are stressful enough. Putting a game together is difficult enough. What we had to do actually was we went back, and you see these red cards here are destroy after playing. Takes it out of the game, and the game ends when someone loses their entire deck. So think of this as like Monopoly. If you play Monopoly, right, and people have that house rule where you put $500 on free parking, or you put it in the middle, and then you put your luxury tax in the middle, that prolongs the game, right? And a lot of times people want to add things that prolong the game, but when you take that out, and when you add auctioning and all the other rules that are actually a part of Monopoly, it makes the game go faster. It's a better game. It's more balanced. And we found the same thing. We removed games, we removed cards, we made things go faster, and it just made everything just flow better, and it was just a much better game. So cutting, and this is not just for mechanics, even though this is mainly I'm talking about mechanics right now. This is also just for the creation of your game. Like, if you want to ship all over the world and it's your first game, you know what? Maybe just keep it to US and Europe, or US and Canada, or wherever. If you're in Europe, maybe just do Europe. We ended up doing from the Game Crafter, because we did not want to do all the shipping and fulfillment and get our stuff on a boat from China. We did a shortcut, right? Because this is our first one. Next one, we're going to do the full thing. But this one we want to do a shortcut. So, take shortcuts. Try to cut things. Try to just get it good. Get it to your point, because perfection, you're just never going to make your game. I see people do all sorts of posts on Reddit, on Facebook, saying how they've been working for 5 years, 10 years on their game, on their first game. Well, guess what? That game's never going to come out. It's never going to be perfect. It's like The Winds of Winter. I'm a big fan of A Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones, that whole book series. And The Winds of Winter has been not out for 10 years now, when he thought it'd be out in like 3. And you know what? It's because he can't just write a chapter, submit it, and then be done with it. He's got to revise, go back. Some chapters are 20 years old at this point. He keeps cutting and revising. And that's good. You want a good thing. But, at some point, you got to deliver too. So just think about that. Think about what you can cut. Think about what you can outsource. Think about how you can get the game done, especially if it's your first game. And, try to see what you can do just to speed things along, okay? It's important. All right, so I have some artwork I'm going to be showing you next few days. Going to do some polls. So if you're not already, join the Board Game Club Facebook group. Just search it up in the search bar or hit the link somewhere on this. And as always, in my description, if you want more tips, tricks for board game design and marketing, make sure you hit that up. And I'll talk to you soon.